Hello everyone. I would like to thank all of the participants in this room who have taken the time to attend today's agenda. I hope you are in good condition and eagerly fulfill today's activity. Before we get to our main agenda, I would like to introduce our group, which consists of 5 people who have contributed to the process of making this paper. The first is Klara Dawi, Bachelor of Law, Master of Law. The second is Anita Yuliastini, Bachelor of Law, Master of Law. The third is Sharifah Arabiyah, Bachelor of Law, Master of Law. The fourth is Angelia Pratiwi, Bachelor of Law, Master of Law. And the fifth is me, Agustinus Astono, Bachelor of Law, Master of Law. On this occasion, I would like to present about the paper that we have written, which is titled Impact of the COVID-19 Pandemic on Indonesian Migrant Workers of West Kalimantan. The COVID-19 pandemic has impact of the temporary suspension of sending Indonesian migrant workers from West Kalimantan. The COVID-19 pandemic in early 2020 shattered the dreams of most Indonesian migrant workers, both of whom will and are working abroad. Global labor conditions also impact access restriction in these almost all countries. Almost all countries worldwide are experiencing significant development change, especially in the economic and health field. The challenges of Indonesian migrant workers are highly complicated, involving employment, unemployment, social, cultural, economic, and legal issues, with the global impact of COVID-19 adding further complications. At the beginning of 2020, the whole world experienced an infectious disease outbreak, coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19, which began with its spread in China, precisely in the city of Wuhan. The virus began to spread and spread throughout the world, including Indonesia. The formulation of the problem in this research are: what is the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on Indonesian migrant workers from West Kalimantan? What effort can be made to fulfill the rights of Indonesian migrant workers from West Kalimantan who are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic? Method. The study aims to resolve the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on Indonesian migrant workers from West Kalimantan and what rights must be fulfilled against PME. This research is empirical legal research. The data sources used in this study are divided into two, namely primary data source and secondary data source. Primary data sources such as observation, interview, survey, questionnaire, or distribute that to data source or respondent. In comparison, secondary data sources are obtained from books, law, regulation, documents, and other writings related to the study's problem. Discussion. Legal protection is an important element in the formation of state law. Legal protection for migrant workers is one of the fundamental human rights. Some migrant workers are not even paid their monthly salaries. The state must provide justice, certainty, and security for every citizen. A state-provided legal shield for the community is a requirement. According to Law Number 39 of 2014, Article 1, Part 1, concerning the placement and protection of Indonesian workers abroad, Indonesian migrant workers are every Indonesian citizen who meets the requirements to work abroad in an employment relationship for a certain period by receiving wage. Most Indonesian migrant laborers are classified as informal workers, with the majority working as domestic workers, construction workers, plantation employees, factory workers, and cleaning service. Law Number 19 of 2017 concerning the protection of Indonesian migrant workers. The COVID-19 pandemic scenario is a fraught with ambiguity, which can imply the psychological strain that exists from the outset among migrant workers. The majority of migrant workers from Indonesia do not lose their job, but they are mistreated. The protection carried out by the Indonesian government are not only about providing access to information but rather by direct visits to check the actual condition of migrant workers. Conclusion. In addition to its normative role, the Agency for the Protection of Indonesian Migrant Workers in the province of West Kalimantan also plays an empirical role. The empirical role is a role that is anticipated to exist genuinely and factually concerning the Indonesian government or government entities that function as the protective agency for Indonesian migrant workers. The government or agency tasked with protecting Indonesian migrant workers is supposed to act as a law enforcer capable of defending the community, particularly Indonesian migrant workers, in achieving order and security, with the ultimate purpose of ensuring the welfare of Indonesian migrant workers. Moreover, the most important thing is to prevent and take action against Indonesian migrant workers who enter other countries illegally or are not in accordance with established procedure. So the presentation about the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on Indonesian migrant workers of West Kalimantan has finally been presented. I would like to thank all of you for giving attention to our presentation today. I hope you are have a wonderful day. Thank you.